Can I ask you if you can define the mission of Occupy Boston in 2 sentences?
No, I can't define it in 2 sentences.
Can you define it in whatever way you can?
Yeah, and I would just say that it's I don't speak for Occupy Boston as a movement. No one speaks for Occupy Boston as a movement, so I can speak to you as an individual and answer your questions in that sense, but no one represents the movement as a whole. I would say, and I would also say, we generally try to stay away from sound bites, so that's why it's hard to answer it in 2 sentences, because it's a little more to it than that. But we're basically trying to raise awareness and address, trying to think of how to make it concise, concentrations of private power that are influencing our democracy disproportionately. Hey Frank, how's it going? Sorry, I gotta do, yeah, help yourself. So that is, to some, it's the corporate influence over democracy that's been twisting the way this country operates. And we've seen over the last 30 years, the wealthiest 1%, their income and wealth has gone up almost 300%. For most Americans, their wages have been stagnant for the last 30 years. The cost of living is going up. Tuition is skyrocketing. Healthcare is skyrocketing. We're one of the only civilized or industrialized countries in the world where healthcare is a commodity that's bought and sold and not a basic right. We have 25 million Americans that are unable to find a full-time job. We have 47 million Americans in poverty, and yet Washington won't address that. They said they're broke, but they're able to bail out the banks. They spend hundreds of billions of dollars in direct funds bailing out the financial institutions that caused the biggest financial crisis we've seen since the Great Depression, that destroyed trillions of dollars worth of wealth, put millions in poverty, caused millions of people to lose their homes, and it was the banks who were bailed out and not the people, and it was with the people's money. And after the banks were bailed out, the government said, well, we have no money for anything else. And now we see Washington is focused on cutting social spending on things like Social Security and Medicare and other social programs. States and local municipalities are cutting funding for schools and libraries. They're firing teachers. They say there's no money for infrastructure. So we're in a deep crisis right now, and something needs to be done. And so this is about building a movement to address that and restore this country to one of democracy, where the people have a say in how things go, and it's not run in a country of the corporations, by the corporations, for the corporations.
All right, that'll suffice. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, do you have any more questions?
Oh, that's it. Thank you.
That's it? Okay. All right. Well, good luck.